Oh, jeez. Oh,
All right. Get the tweet out.
Why am I not seeing you on here? What is your Tom? What is your? It's Tom.
You can't tag him. It's at King of Wrigley, but you can't tag him.
Oh.
He's got that on. You have to
I
either
do?
just put him. Yep.
oh, I guess I should turn that off.
Oh,
Can't
there.
tag-
Boom. I said to type a lot in there.
It's King of Wrigley underscore, but I'll see if I can fix it.
Mitchell sighting.
I didn't even know that was a setting. Is that under like privacy,
Yep.
audience, and tagging?
Privacy.
Sam's been sitting here waiting for an hour.
Oh man, is Drew
Yep.
Drew in here with some bad ideas again? Because
Try now. If you haven't, if you haven't sent it, Fids, I just turned it on.
Senor, we can't.
I found you.
We can't
Okay.
talk about that. I milked it too much. We can't talk about that.
Oh, are we live? We're already live.
Yeah.
How long have we been live?
We got to
A
hit the
minute.
intro so I can go run and get another
Drew,
beer.
did Drew hear me make fun of his idea to use Scott Boras for the second week in a row? We can't go to the well too many times, bro. We can't do it.
Did you do the tweet?
I am doing the tweet, and the tweet's done.
All right.
What's up,
There it
everybody?
is.
Look at everybody
Hi,
here.
everybody.
This is great.
Hey, everybody.
All right. And away we go.
Rebuild of the favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantes or the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Straight rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, March 7th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Swaski, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. Father Zoe. And with me, as always, the good K-Fids.
I would like to take a moment to honor the fact that for the first time in the history of the Pinwheels and Ivy, there are two 40-year-olds on the show tonight at the same time. Happy
We
birthday.
can't talk about it.
Day late and a dollar short. But
Nope, can't talk about it.
hopefully
No, we didn't run Aldo off. And no, that is not Caucasian Aldo. Aldo he'll be back next week. He was on a little bit of an extended family vacation down in Mexico. But he's actually flying back tonight. So this episode might make it to Spotify. But he'll be back next week. But filling in for him graciously here is the self-proclaimed King of Wrigley. What's up, Tom?
What's up, guys? Yes, thank you. Regular schedule programming next week. Aldo will be back, but happy to sit in. Appreciate the opportunity to sit in. This has been so much fun. And yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, buddy. So things are moving on. What are we, 3 weeks away from opening day? 3 weeks away. And there's definitely some spring training stories that are starting to emerge. Some good, some bad, some we'll go with interesting. Interesting is a good word. So we're going to discuss that. Thank you for everyone who submitted pictures for the This Guy Looks Like segment. That'll be happening later on in the show. And as always, I set an agenda and we never follow it. So let's tap this cake. As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications so you'll be the first to know any and all Chicago sports news. Bears, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox, and Bulls. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Also brought to you by Uncle Bud's. That is on 9700 South Cicero in Oak Lawn. I was there last weekend, and I'm going there again this weekend. 9700 South Cicero. Great place, good drinks, great food, always something going on every night. And I can tell you right now, that Golden Tea machine is very nice. Uncle Bud's, 9700 South Cicero. Make sure you go there. And we got our first super chat before we get into it. My man, Johnny, the Southside Bum, sending this from Wisconsin location of Polecats. FYI, not the same. I heard the girls are a little thicker and the cheese is a little tastier. Take that how you want. But thank you very much, Johnny. We appreciate it. Oh, another one from our boy Drew. Can we mute K-Fizz for 5 minutes since he tore down my guy? This guy looks like Submission Live on the pod. We're not in the business of stealing bits from other shows, so we're not going to do the mute for money. But
I'll show a little nipple though. I can do that.
I know guys in Vegas. I'll just get Fizz to get beat up a little bit, take him out back and kick his ass.
Rough him up.
Oh, you can go find that scorpion that bit that guy's testicle.
Big scorpion, man. Fuck that thing.
Missed that story. Not mad about that.
Oh.
I'm definitely not mad about that. But damn, we got it from the polecats.
The polecat. So yeah, is that a? I can't tell if that's a strip club or like a gym for aspiring gymnasts in the Olympics.
It's a gentleman's institution,
a place of ill repute,
with a couple of locations. One of them located in the vicinity of my home.
It builds character, Fizz.
It does.
So we'll start with the story you two want to shut the hell up about today, because I know you guys want to get it out.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney on Saturday Night Live?
No, that was
wait.
We'll talk about that off camera. Who is gonna play third base for the Chicago Cubs? Now, I know there's a lot of White Sox fans in the chat. Stay with me. We're gonna go with this, and then we're gonna go into the White Sox takes. I know you're all gonna leave, but just stay here for a minute. Who is gonna play third base for the Chicago Cubs? Because I know you two. There was some crying. There was some acceptance. You guys went through like the whole 7 steps of AA in the chat today,
and 5 stages
with regards to Christopher Morel. So, is Morel the guy to be a bridge for Shaw? Is my question to you two.
Whiskers Morel as a bridge to Matt Shaw.
Whiskers Morel, copyright this show. You're welcome, Joe at Obvious Shirts. Still waiting on that shirt.
Shout out, Joe.
Well, and I know that Tommy had some stuff he had already. I mean, he's hot on it. I'll piggyback. So you ride this Buffalo first.
Okay. Yeah. I've been teasing in the chat that I have a hot take, and I have been drinking some Kool-Aid this spring. Matt Shaw's Kool-Aid, absolutely. I'm on that train. I don't think that applies right now. However, Christopher Morel should not be the third baseman of the Chicago Cubs. We've seen it. It was a fun experiment. I had a great time watching it. But at some point, those errors are going to cost the Cubs games in the regular season, and that can't be done. The way that this lineup is, Horner, Swanson.
Today?
I'm sorry?
How many errors do you have today?
At least 2. At least 2 that made me go like this. But anyways, I'll get to my point because I want to hear what Fitz has to say. Christopher Morel should be the DH of this team until he learns how to play third base. And he's not going to learn it in the next 3 weeks. He's not going to learn it in April. We could talk about it later in the summer, but he can't. Nick Madrigal knows how to play third base, but you know who else knows how to play third base and who is getting paid over $5 million to be on the Chicago Cubs, but he's not on the Chicago Cubs? David Bote. David Bote is an average third baseman. He is average. If everything goes right with the Chicago Cubs in the lineup, average is just what I need. I just need somebody that is going to take a grounder and throw it to first base in a little window. That's all I need.
I've made a career off of averages. Okay. So,
but that's the thing. Here's the thing. If everybody is doing what they're supposed to in the lineup, Horner leading off, Swanson gets hot, Bellinger does what he's signed to do. Seiya Suzuki shows up and actually does he wear Bodie shoes? Shout out Sam. That was great. And I'm drinking Kool-Aid here because we go through this every spring. It seems like David Bote puts up historic numbers every spring. They should retire his number in Mesa alone, like just Mesa. Nobody can wear his number. But I don't know. Like there's Nick Madrigal was in the discussion, but between Nick Madrigal and David Bote, there's nobody else on the roster right now that can play third base better than David Bote, maybe Nick Madrigal. Defensively. I'm not talking about offense right now. I'm talking about defense. That league average last year was 986 defensive fielding percentage. Career at third base, David Bodie's 988. That's above average. That's right at average. That's all I need to start the season. Then when we get later in the season, we can start talking about Matt Shaw. We can start talking about Christopher Morel's development or what he's capable of doing. But if we're going to start hot, we're going to start at the gates winning. I need somebody that can give me average at third base and let the rest of the lineup take care of business.
Wait, why do you say Bodie's on the roster, right?
Not on the 40 man.
Oh,
Oh, he's not. I
He's
saw
not.
he played today, but okay.
he's on the non-roster.
Yeah, he's not on
Okay.
the 40 man.
Is Madrigal still on the 40 man?
Madrigal will probably be on the major league roster. Actually, I will. He's 1,000% going to be on the major league roster.
Does he break camp with the Cubs? Yeah, 100%.
Madrigal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
unless he gets traded, I think. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is all no trades involved kind of.
Right. Well, yeah, for sure.
And you know, bringing up Madrigal to the, and with Morel, you kind of nailed it, Tommy, with the fact that obviously, even if you can get average to even a tick below average defense at third base, but you get the offensive production that Christopher Morel has shown at times, you can accept that. But what you can't accept, and again, look, it's still so freaking early. It's spring training,
It's
right?
so early to be
And
having this conversation.
He has had 8 ground balls hit his way. He has 8 chances on ground balls. He's caught a line drive, made a really nice catch on a line drive, caught another pop up, I believe. And then he's had 8 ground balls hit his way. And of those 8, he has made errors on 2. So obviously there needs to be a larger sample size because 2 errors in one game, which was a throwing error and a fielding error, are concerning. But it's you can have a shitter. People have bad days. Now you can chalk that up to a bad day. But here's my concern with it, and it's beyond the typical scorebook errors. We joke around as coaches, we call it SBC, should have been caught, right? These don't go in the scorebook. They're plays that should have been made. They're not errors because no one, it's a mental mistake, or you just didn't make the play that it's not considered an error, but it's a should have had kind of thing. He's had at least 3 or 4 of those. I know on the relay, on the long hop on the relay, dude was dead to rights, couldn't handle it. Tagging before the ball or whatever.
That's the thing. Like it's not there, and it doesn't have to be there right now because Council has said multiple times now in the last couple of days that third base is going to be a fluid decision or fluid situation, and it's not going to be
that shit don't work.
Yeah, it never works, right? But you know who can give you average and stability, and just know that if there's a ground ball, 98.6% of the time he's going to get the job done. David Bodie.
So you're on the Bodie train, man. He's
a big Bodie guy.
You're
on
a Kool-Aid.
guy.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever. And also,
make a Bodie call, please.
Yeah, but that just while I'm at it, that means so you got your starting lineup, right? The reserves on the bench would be Mike Tauchman, Garrett Cooper, Dom Smith, Nick Madrigal, and Patrick Wisdom. That's who would be on the bench for the Cubs if Bodie made the roster.
Can't Bodie play first, by the way? I can't remember.
That's a regular fucking murderer's row on that bench there.
He played first a couple times, I feel like.
Okay.
But third base is natural to him.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, and that's where he's been playing. And he had a really big grand slam, and everybody's like stuck on the grand slam. And he was supposed to be the replacement for KB that was supposed to be like admirable, and then it was Patrick Wisdom, and then now it's Chris Morel.
But here's the thing about that season when he came up, like that was his rookie year, and when he came up, he was lightning in a bottle, and that's what the Cubs needed in that 2018 run. Like they needed somebody to be lightning in the bottle, and that's exactly what David Bodie was.
David Bodie was Patrick Wisdom before Patrick Wisdom, and I'm concerned a little bit that Christopher Morel may be a better Patrick Wisdom, but still with suffering from those cold spells and those giant blank spaces and months at a time. Like he's 2 seasons in a row, he disappears after July for a little bit. And,
and I'm not even thinking about the grand slam, and I'm not thinking about the lightning in the bottle because the Cubs don't need that. They don't need the lightning in the bottle, David Bodie. I just need average. Christopher Morel is not going to give me defensive average. I need average defensively because you can give me a bunch of runs on offense, but if you give them all back on defense, what you're doing?
More so you're costing your starting pitching or just your arms extra bullets because guys that should you get to a base.
Guy that's coming from an extremely shitty defensive team last year, it's noticeably fucks with your pitchers. Very noticeably fucks with your pitchers. And I went and watched his errors. After watching you two talk about it all day in the chat, I was like, all right, I got to see how bad he doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable at all. He had happy feet. He just nothing. He looks. I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask you, because what I've seen from the people that I follow, the few Cubs fans that I follow, I mean, you two probably make up a fourth of it, is looking for a bridge at third until Shaw comes up. So I guess we talked about it with Colson Montgomery and the White Sox. When do you think Shaw comes up?
July.
I got June. I'm at June. I know. I'd love to be able to pull. I don't know if Zoe you can do it because I always screw it up, but I would love to pull up that backhanded play that he made at third the other day in the game.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it was against the Sox or whatever, but this is the question mark about Matt Shaw that I've heard from a ton of people, which is really weird. It's like, can he make the adjustment from short to third? That is an easy adjustment for a shortstop to make, move over to the hot corner. It's not. These guys play it all the time. They screw around a practice even. It's fine. It's a ground ball. A reaction time's a little quicker. It's 1 step instead of 4 steps. He's quick on one of his biggest strong suits is his first step is fantastic and his read is great. But he makes ball down the line. And again, the question was his arm. Ball down the line, snags it, great backhand, does the jump throw, the old Derek Jeter jump throw. And old Cub fans, old ass balls Cubs fans like me, will recognize the old Ryan Sandberg long hop, which is the perfect way to get a baseball out of your hands quick and still get there on a line. That long hop is like skipping stones on a lake, and he perfectly long hopped a good firm throw to first, punches the guy out on that backhand on the jump throw. And I mean, that right there is proof. If you can make that throw at the major league level, you can play third base at the major. That answered all doubts to me in that moment because that throw cannot be made.
Yeah, the breakdown you did on Eloy Jimenez's swing the other night, that's what I want to do with that throw. Like that throw, that play was just incredible.
Well, there goes Fids. He's going to find it.
We lost it.
You can't say that shit to Fids.
I killed
No,
Fids.
you're fine. You didn't kill him. You can't kill Fids. I've tried.
No, but Matt Shaw, I think July. I think after the All-Star break is when they would make a move like that because that's just kind of the thing that they would do. Like, okay, we're really going for it right now. But if it's before that, it won't be.
I didn't kick him. He left.
I'm just knocking people left and right off of this show.
Yeah, Tom is the official Pinwheels and Ivy Terminator.
I'm killing everyone.
What was I going to say? I had Colson Montgomery coming. I think it was the Pirate series in June for the White Sox. Is when I had Colson coming up. You got to look and see, like, teams really like to bring up their big prospects at home, but it's always usually at home versus like not the Yankees and not the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like, so look for that kind of series. Like, what's a little bit of layup? Fids, everyone thought you died or Tom killed you.
Oh, I know. I left. There was 138 live viewers. Now we're down to 16. What the hell happened?
Mine says 153.
I came back and it jumped. It went from 6 to like, ooh, I feel a little arrogant.
That view farm I paid for is already paying for itself.
The other thing about Shaw is, so the last time we kind of saw something like this was with Nico Horner. Nico Horner was drafted in 18 and he came up in August of 19. So we drafted Matt Shaw here in 23. So this is something similar. We could see late July, early August, he comes up super quickly. And then, of course, the whole COVID thing happened with Nico. But when Matt Shaw comes up, it's very likely that he doesn't go back down and he's just part of the major league roster. Like, he is that good.
And, if you've listened to the show for a considerable amount of time, you know that this show was extremely high on Nico Horner. When Nico Horner came out, we talked about how he was major league ready for the most part. And here is Matt Shaw, who I believe is more major league ready the day that they drafted him than Nico Horner was coming out of Stanford. This is in Maryland.
That's a very big thing for Fitz to say, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, I'm wearing Nico Freak. I mean, come on. So, I mean, yeah, I'm an absolute fanboy. And so for me to say that, it is. And I am a fanboy of Matt Shaw. You know what? I love players that put the time in. Matt Shaw knew that there was an opening at third base coming into this season, that there was a crack there that he could possibly slide into. And he spent the entire offseason working at third base, getting himself ready. So in his time, he put in the time. And I don't want to knock on Christopher Morel, but having heard what I heard about how everything went down in the winter ball stuff that he played in, he was on vacation. He was playing. He played shortstop like a bunch of games. Like, he didn't play first base at all. He was terrible at third base. He didn't hit for shit. It was like he was on like a winter vacation. Like, he didn't seem like he was down there working. And from people that I've talked to from other franchises, said that it was kind of all of it was kind of just like a fucking like party. And that's not okay. Matt Shaw was probably sitting in his nerd home I forget where he's from. And just kind of doing what he's a guy. He is that guy. Nico Horner, I think, is a dork. I think he's a good-looking dork, but he's a dork. That guy doesn't go out on Friday nights much, if he does at all. And he's willing to sit around in the house and read, and I know that Matt Shaw is the same kind of guy. He's a guy that's more inclined to sit at home and maybe read a Harry Potter book, sound like someone we know, and not get into trouble and put in the work and just be that mature guy. And he comes in mature. He comes in developed. All I've heard from everybody that, again, guys that know the Maryland baseball program, former players in the program I've spoken to, all think that he was him to them. And everybody speaks high of this guy. So that's why I think June, he doesn't have to be rushed though. And Nico was like a product, just like with Andrew Vaughn for the White Sox. Nico was a byproduct of kind of a desperate times calling for desperate measures kind of call up, which was a little unfair to Nico, but Nico was close to ready. Then he got hurt a little bit too, got banged up. But in this case, Matt Shaw doesn't have to play third base just yet. But he's so good that he's going to get sent down, and he's doing what another former Cubs MVP did, which is wherever you put him, whatever level you throw him at, he just rakes, and he plays good baseball, and he leads. And these are things that are great clubhouse additions. I don't think the guy he's going to get there. If they put him at AAA, he's going to have to start him at AAA at this point. If you start him at AAA, he's probably going to go down there and rake with a juice ball even more than he normally does and put up those Mervis numbers. And it makes the decision difficult. And I think that by June, the Cubs will have to have that third base spot kind of figured out. And if someone like Magical or Morel doesn't figure it out defensively, they can say, hey, it's a good opportunity now. Let's get a road series wherever we're at, bring up Matt Shaw, and let's see where the kid goes with it. No pressure. We got a nice deep lineup now. So you can go out there and just get your feet wet. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Speaking of desperate times call for desperate measures. Now, this is, since I am the lone Sox fan this week on the show, I am going to ask you two, as baseball fans, what you think about these situations going on the White Sox, because I know you don't follow it as closely as I do. Mm-hmm. But again, as baseball guys, I know you know your shit. So I want to go off of that. First thing I want to ask you, we've talked a lot about Oscar Colas on this show. Trials, tribulations, I was going to say ups and downs, but there's not too many ups.
I started hearing a speech from Gary in Weird Science. It reminds me of my old trials and tribulations as parents.
A lot of us, myself included, on this show, basically wrote Oscar off for pasture. You know what I mean? Like he was gone. They made some additions this year, and it didn't look like Oscar was going to have a spot in this lineup. And then, unbeknownst to many a Sox fan, Oscar takes the field, doesn't run all the way out to right field. He stops right there at first base. They got the kid playing first. Now, hitting-wise, he is 3 for 14 with a double, 1 RBI, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 14 at-bats. And no stolen bases right now for a slash of 214, 313, 286 with an OPS of 598. Do you think he has any chance?
Oh, did that go up? I got a different stat than that. I got MLB has him at a 528 OPS now. Is that before today or after? What did you do today?
I don't know. I have to look at his exact numbers for today, but basically
$1.88
with the team that loves to throw first baseman in the outfield and outfielders in first base, this is pretty much on par. He went 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. So yours is probably more accurate. This is off of ESPN's that doesn't love to update in real time. Yeah, Sam, you've been on fire in the comments tonight, and then this one is probably the best comment. Oscar Colas and Gavin Sheets are having a mid-off. Both are guys kind of fighting for their lives. Sheets, a little bit more of a polished hitter. Colas, we expected the world out of him, and then stories about his character, Instagram Live during games where he DH would go down into the clubhouse and be DMing with people and shit, and basically not giving a fuck because he thought he was an MLB player and he didn't have to put in the work in the minor leagues. He gets up into the MLB, he sucks. I mean, he hasn't been good. I mean, you've seen very, very small flashes of what he can do and what he was supposed to be, but overall, it's been bad.
There's a lot of quad A guys, man. There's a lot of guys that really look so good, and this for some reason they get up to the show and the lights get brighter and things just kind of pardon my language, the butthole tightens up a little bit. And next thing you know, they get into a funk and they overcorrect, and it's part of the young players, development. But again, you see this a lot. It's just this happens more often than a player that pans out that gets out and really figures it out. I mean, I think if you're probably like looking at a 70% chance of a guy that looks great at AAA, aka like even look at the Cubs with Matt Mervis too, guy that like was literally a 40 plus homer guy at AAA, and he can't, right now he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat at the major league level consistently. And those guys struggle. And with Colas, I mean, it's so hard because you want to get the guys reps. You want to make sure the guy's getting his opportunity to get comfortable. But at the same time, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So you do have to give at bats and innings to other guys, especially in spring training. But I think that early on, it's nothing you don't want to panic. I mean, he's got 16 at bats. I mean, it's a small sample size. He goes 2 for 3 tomorrow, and all of a sudden his stats look fantastic. It's so early that just, a guy needs to have a good day and it can go home at night and marinate on the good day. And then all of a sudden the confidence comes back and you got that fighter pilot mentality back in your head and you go for it. And, it's spring training. It's still so freaking early. I mean, it's so early that it's like,
yeah, I know, but it's not.
I have a question.
He's 25. He's going to be 26 soon. He's not a kid. People need to remember that. He's not a kid. One season in the major league, only 53 at bats because he got his ass sent back down. Right now, he's carrying a career WAR of negative 1.5. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, I just have a question, and excuse my naiveness here because I was
it's
dealing
fine.
I
don't know shit about the Cubs.
No, yeah, I was dealing with the third baseman. Usually, now when we get in the regular season, I'm going to be on top of it. I got MLB TV. I got 6 games going all the time. But
there you go.
I got my refund.
Are we just Andrew Vaughn's the first baseman, is he not?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Andrew Vaughn will be your opening day first baseman. I think.
Okay.
So putting him at first base. Go ahead, Missy. You can spam away. But Colas playing first base is them getting him at bats, and they're basically throwing him a fucking lifeline, and he's not taking advantage of it.
Okay. So it's very likely he's not going to be on the major league roster opening day.
I would bet a lot of money that he's not.
Okay. Because I would still I still have belief in Andrew Vaughn in first base, and I still have belief in Gavin Sheets. If it clicks, and that's a big if.
I like Gavin Sheets. He's hit 2 pretty good fucking home runs so far in spring. He's a big boy, and so
like how his position says X. By the way, everyone else has a position: DH, shortstop, second. His says X.
So Gavin Sheets has some things going for him. One, he's a lefty power bat on a team that needs a lefty power bat.
And the X factor?
He's not a right fielder. He shouldn't be in the outfield. White Sox completely just fucked this guy by putting him in the outfield. He's a first baseman. Him and Andrew Vaughn are first baseman. Now, I've heard them use the word platoon, which Andrew Vaughn's an everyday guy. If Andrew Vaughn's not an everyday guy, then we got to figure something out.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I have the 2024 baseball prospectus here because that's just how I live my life.
We need a book guy on this show.
Oh yeah, I'll be the book guy. I get this every year. And by the way, shout out Missy spamming the chat. She's my pick for 108. I'll vote for. I'll vote for you all the way through.
This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but go for it.
But Missy, in return, I need somebody to teach me how to TikTok because I want to build a Sports Mockery Cubs brand, but I don't know how to TikTok. I could watch TikToks all day long, but I don't know how to make them. So, Missy, you have my vote if you teach me how to TikTok. Anyways,
teach me how to Dougie.
Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this Oscar Colas situation here.
Yes, please.
So,
because as Beef pointed out in the chat, though, keep this in mind that she's at a fucking .599 OPS last year.
Yeah. So it's it starts off. So it goes through your stats for the year or last year and the last few years, and then it gives you a little blurb on every player. Mm-hmm. And Oscar Colas last year he was not in the blurb part, but this year he got a blurb.
Oh, you got a blurb.
And it says it's almost always dubious to take a prospect from AA and ink him into the opening day lineup, but if you're insistent, Colas had the numbers to back it up. but then it goes straight downhill from there because then I'm not going to bore you with all the words, but then it talks about he has no defensive identity. He only relies on his bat. And if his bat isn't working, then all chaos ensues.
So that's the problem. So
I don't see right now how we get past the bat being good because it's not great.
It's not.
Right.
And so, as you do, Tommy, I also like to read books.
Fucking nerds.
I love to read books. And when we talk about what's going on with Colas, according to page 134 of preparation, no, just kidding. It's a great book. If you haven't read this, you want to get into some real good peak performance stuff for some baseball. This is like the Bible. This is basically in every single pro baseball player's locker when they start their first game as a pro. This is a great one. And there's a mental ABC.
Talk about it.
There might be. I mean, it's
as long as you get my attention span.
It's like the Bible of mental stuff. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I was just kidding. I just wanted to
use also winning over the Sox fans on the chat. So
also a great book too. If you guys are, it's called "Life Is Yours to Win" by Augie Garrido, the former
shit with the books.
Hey, I know they don't have any pictures.
Let's go.
Would you make a point? Would you?
But I just wanted to flex the books. To be honest, I mean, I got a bookshelf right there.
We get it. You read
50 Shades of.
Think you're better than me?
Also, just while we're talking about
I'm ugly, he says I'm ugly and I can't read good.
I never learned to read.
So getting back to the point of Oscar Colas here, if they did projections for him, and projections obviously they mean absolutely nothing. I agree. Books, I can't watch books. This is the only book I read, brother. I promise. Projections mean nothing. But with a full season in 2024 with 500 at bats, Oscar Colas, they have batting .234 with 12 home runs and 52 RBIs.
So that's funny because I'm looking right now at Sheets' projection and they have him projected at 236 with 15 home runs. So again, we're
Baseball
back to
Perspectives has 255 with 21 home runs. So they're giving him the same number of home runs as last year. But I mean, it's not a. So the good news is the White Sox are in a perfect situation to figure it out. The bad news is nobody's going to figure it out. It's not great. And I'm not being mean. It's just reality.
No, you could be mean. He's been terrible. And the one thing that really, it just bothers me about Oscar Colas because of all the stories you hear and everything. He is the king of the no point dive. You know that guy. The guy that can easily make the catch standing up, but just dives at the last second to make it look like it was a harder catch.
1,000%.
He fucking loves to do that, and it drives me crazy. It's like, dude, that's not going to keep you up here. You striking out once every 3 at-bats is what's going to send you down. Not that you made a no-point dive in this 8th inning of a fucking blowout.
Yeah, no-point dive. That's what people do in adult league softball when they're trying to impress a girl. Like that's what happened.
Well, and remember we've talked about this in the DM too. It is the evolving approach now in baseball. Is that's an old approach that is now evolving back into a 2-strike approach that some of these younger guys haven't learned yet because they've been told swing hard and don't let up. And yeah, exactly. And now we're seeing this 2-strike approach stuff coming that kind of started a little bit more last summer. That's an older, again, what's old is new and what's new is old, right? In baseball, it just recycles eventually. We might change the cadence of the terminology. Launch angle is just literally getting on, squaring a baseball up. Exit velocity is hard hit baseball. I just
swing hard.
Heyo.
Also, hopefully it's not what you've done since you've met your wife, though, to swing hard.
No more pineapples.
Oh, I stayed at a hotel that was literally called Pineapple Hotel. I was a little concerned.
There's a thing too about red doors in the western suburbs. But anyways, go ahead. Keep going.
Oh.
Supposedly if you have a red door, that door's open to a lot of things.
You know what? That explains a lot.
Yep.
Anywho.
All right. Off Oscar Colas. Because
I learned about situationships and
not
gonna
work here, so it doesn't matter. He's gonna
Let's
have
talk
to put
positive vibes. Let's talk about your boy.
Eloy.
We talked about Eloy a lot last week, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we did break down his swing, and I don't know if you guys saw the home run he hit today against the Dodgers, but it was a perfect example of what you were talking about, Fids, like to a T of what you said he needs to do. And he smoked it to left center. Right now, Eloy's been at the plate 20 times, and he's got 10 hits. He's batting fucking 500. That's what we do here, Beef.
Circular reasoning. It's how I wrote my
like-
essay in college to get out of like
Hey.
having to do too much work.
What was the question? I'll answer it right now.
No, I was
Did you or did you not order the code red?
You're goddamn
No.
right, I did.
I don't want to go too much more into Eloy because we did talk about it a lot, but right now he's sporting a 1.100 OPS. Eloy's hitting. That boy hitting.
If you get a
You know,
1.21
And you know
gigawatt
what?
OPS, you're killing it. You're
Here's
out.
the
You're
thing,
like,
and it's great to see. I want him healthy all year. I want him doing
Yep.
something. And this is contract year, right? Or first of the option years or something,
First
right?
of the option years, I believe.
It's
yes.
important for him to do things to stuff this year, isn't it?
Oh.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
important.
what
It's
kind of
important.
stuff? Are we talking about like?
Well,
I
no,
feel-
I'm
yeah,
just
I
talking
feel like
about
we're
baseball.
talking.
Oh, just
we're
stuff.
talking about red doors again.
We're talking about we're going
Um,
back to the situation.
It's important. It's important for his future to do very well this year. So it would be
Correct.
if
So-
he can stay healthy and he can keep this up, it would be fantastic for him.
Then he hires Scott
He,
Boras for the
um,
offseason.
He has a $16.5 million club option next year and an $18.5 million club option in 26. So if you know hit, we know pick up the option type deal. So
Right.
And then he goes to Tim Anderson routes and gets $2 million to retire in Miami. But Eloy's hitting, man. He looks svelte. He looks good.
He looks
the boy
fit.
looks like it's not even like he looks like he lost weight. It looks like he
Yeah.
got toned up. He looks a little ripped up.
He
The
was on
chains are
my
flying.
And
he
this
was
is
on
the
my
biggest-
off. He was on my off-season program this year, so shout out to Eloy. I'm
Yeah.
glad we worked together.
Hey, if you want to look at the real positive tea leaves to look at is he might not have changed his workout routine because he didn't like cut, right? But perhaps he swung more and put more time in the cage and more time working on other stuff in the game of baseball, staying active, that he came into camp just naturally tighter because he's been using them more in the offseason, which means he's been preparing more. So now you have Eloy Jimenez, the driven, prepared.
All right, yeah.
Eloy.
All right, let's do this.
Fits.
All right, I want to give a rise. I
Two
want
out,
to run through a
two
brick
outs,
wall.
runner on first. 1-0
Favorable count.
First of all, look how open the stance is right off the bat.
Timing.
You can tell as he gets more strikes on him and the count gets a little closer, he closes that up a little bit.
Mhm.
But then, your mama. I mean, like
Oh, okay.
small
I mean,
one,
look at the
small load
pitches.
up there.
Try and get that location too, because look at the location. That is
Low.
down. That's down, and it's got a good inside run too. That ball ran it. That ball.
Wait. Stop it right there.
I was gonna
Wait,
say like that looks like. I gotta say it looks.
can you,
I'm
can you
going
get
by
it
the
to the
picture.
point of contact?
Yeah, look at that. Oh, there you
Right
go.
there.
Oh, baby.
Look at the straight line
Yeah.
from head to
that right
knee,
there.
and then it's lined up perfectly with the front leg. Oh, come on. Give me
Head
that
down.
every single swing.
And remember, look at what we talked about last week. Of he's almost hyperextending that front leg, that front knee, because he's getting
Yep.
that front foot down, and he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
using that thing as a nice leverage for the torque. He's got that
And
front foot down, and he's able to throw those hips and just absolutely. And that ball is actually you don't want to miss there. That's a
And
no-no.
That thing,
I
Hold
thought that
on,
might
listen.
be further in.
hey now, there's your new White Sox home run call.
Can
Can you
put
do-
it on the
you
board.
Can you guys hear that? I don't know. Sometimes you can hear it when I share my screen.
Can hear
Sometimes you can't. Oh, the new guy's White Sox call is, "Hey now, Eloy Jimenez." Like,
Can we
just-
go
Does he
back
have
to
like
the
that?
point?
Does he- Does his voice do the thing too?
Yeah,
Like,
he goes,
it's
"Hey
awesome.
now."
He
Yeah,
sounds
you
like
gotta-
You're an excited Grover.
Can we go back to the point of contact really fast? I
You
just
just
wanted to point
again.
out two more things.
I like the finish though too. You're at the finish, that was
Right?
nice.
That's good. That's good. Okay.
Mhm.
Look at the angle between where his elbow is and then where his hands meet the bat, and then the extension on the bat right there. He's keeping his hands in to
Mhm.
make sure that the ball meets the barrel and not the handle. That
Yeah,
is
palm,
just
palm up. Look at the palm too. Look at
That
the palm,
is-
top hand. Look at his top hand, palm up. Look at
That
if
is-
you could zoom in
that
on his
is-
knuckles. Oh yeah.
that is him in the offseason
One
working on
thing-
his hand-eye coordination and making sure that he is putting the barrel on the ball. And I love it.
My thing too is the chain. It's popping. We're popping chain. We're
Ain't,
popping
ain't getting in
chains.
the way. Look
And
at,
then I
look, at
love
the
the
finish,
strut. Look at the strut.
look at the finish though too. Go back to the finish. Let's not finish the say just about the point of contact. After the tee, there's still a whole lot of swing left in golf too. And look at where he finishes. Remember we talked about last week how they're a couple of these guys, because of the way they're approaching and the way they're finishing their swings, they're going to end up having a lot more stains on the back right shoulder, or in his case, the back left shoulder, because they're finishing correctly. Look where his end of his swing is. That's not his finish. It's coming back already. Go to where he actually finishes after at the tail end of the swing. You're going the wrong direction. Keep going.
But Fitz, while he's there,
look at that. Look where he is right there on the finish. And his front foot finally comes open after he knows, obviously, all the inertia's pushed it open, and he's there. But look at how he's finishing.
This guy's fucking disgusted. It's like, oh, fuck.
Also, and
that guy's a
Fitz and I
pirate.
Fitz and I are just getting so excited. We keep trying to interrupt each other, and I love it. The other thing that they teach this in Little League, and you don't see it often in the majors. Mike Trout especially does this, and I'm seeing it with Eloy right here. Look at the finish of this swing. Do you notice something about it that you may not see with a lot of major league players?
Both hands on the bat.
Both hands are on the bat. That is how you finish a swing. That is how you know you're getting the absolute most contact.
Not the Walt Horeniak yet.
Correct.
Look
Yeah.
at this guy. Oh.
The guy to his left is farting. He looks like he's doing like that lean.
Oh.
This guy looks like, oh my
man,
god, that with crowds. Look at the old lady in the green in the hat too. To the top
Eloy
right corner.
just does the whole like I banged your sister strut. Like he's just like, yeah, I own you, bitch. Look at that.
It's just such a good swing. I'm so
And
happy
then-
for Eloy, and I just hope he stays healthy. I so
To,
hope.
It's
to all the
quiet.
people in the chat here mentioning the White Sox new guy, I gotta figure out how to like fully pronounce his name, but Schriffen, sure. So far, big fan. As Beef and some other people mentioned here in the comments, he gets very excitable. This home run call, particularly, was funny to me because I wish you guys can hear it. I don't know how to make it so you can hear it, but he's just like talking to Stone casually, like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then he hits it. He goes, hey, now. Like he all of a sudden.
Can you pull it up on your phone and then put it in the microphone?
Probably.
Yeah. I don't want to keep drooling all over Eloy's swing, but it's just so cool to see. Like last week, we did a breakdown of his swing last year compared to his swing this year. And it's so cool that he's making adjustments.
I got it. Hold on. I got to stop sharing.
This game tied for the major league lead in hits, and this is hit a long way, John.
Hey now, Eloy Hernandez. Hello. Oh, the hello.
I just love that. Eloy.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Opportunity Knocks with Dana Carvey? Loja, Frank Loja is like the dad, and oh, Jonathan. That's what it sounds like. To me.
Yes, but he also did something very cool because they're the homies, and we love our buddies over at the 108. But this is if you're a new guy for the White Sox and you're trying to. He said this in the top of the third with nobody out.
I'll stay in a booth. You just wander around a bit. Eventually, we'll figure out something. Section 108. I'm coming. Let's do this.
Can you guys hear that?
I didn't hear it.
Heard section 108. Let's do this.
Anyway,
That's right. The section 108 shout
the
out.
volume's loud. So if you're a new guy coming into White Sox world, and thanks, yeah, dog, and
New gay.
you want to get on the White Sox Twitter's good side and everything, like the guy's been doing a great job. I've seen people only compliment him and be pretty pumped about it. But today, him and Steve Stone were talking about. He's like, "Yeah, thanks, yeah, dog. I got that too, bud." He's like, "Yeah, we should bring back, when we go out in the stands and do an inning in the stands, kind of like what Harry Carey used to do."
Mm-hmm.
And
Steve,
and hammered.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve was like, "Yeah, it's a great idea." And then all of a sudden, he's just like, "Yeah, section 108, I'm coming." And
that's good.
White Sox Twitter acted appropriately, and he is now like he's in. You know what I mean? Like he was already in, but Tom and I were talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I am jealous of the 108 community. I'm gonna be honest. Like as a Cubs fan, I think the 108 community is awesome. I follow the 108 on Twitter. I love following it because I'm just a baseball fan. I love when everybody else is baseball fans together. And I wish that there was something so unified like that, especially like on social media and meeting up and being together. I wish there was something like that on the north side because you have a bunch of different entities on the north side, but none of them super work together and none of them super want to work
And
together.
that's what we were. Yeah.
And so, to peel back the curtain a little bit, I'm working on a sports mockery project right now, trying to fix that.
Mhm.
But I would like to. I don't want to copy exactly what the 108 does on the south
I
side
don't think you
because
could
I
if you
think
tried.
you
To be honest
can't.
with
You
you.
can't. It's two different worlds. It's two completely different worlds. I just want all the 108s to know, like, keep being awesome. The bracket is incredible. The presence online is
Oh,
awesome.
buddy.
Wait,
Yeah, that
tailgates
shit's
are
about to hit the
wild.
fan.
just wait.
But
What?
to your point, Tom.
As a Cub fan, can I give a warning first, real quick?
Well, hold on. We're gonna do a little something.
Yeah,
Wait, what happened?
There's a no, nothing bad.
No, it's nothing bad. It's
No.
I don't-
Wait,
Have you ever? All right, fine. Have you ever followed along the 108 tournament? Like actually, like followed along closely?
So I didn't super follow it last year.
Okay, so it's
but-
been going on. I think this
yeah.
is the 5th or 6th. Maybe Beef's in the comments, so correct me. I think it's the 6th or 7th year that they've been doing it. Shit gets fucking buck wild, dude. Like,
Oh, I mean, when
You
people
got-
campaigning against each
no,
other.
you got dudes playing with samurai swords, chugging shotgun and four locos. You got people 7th year. You got people like legit going at each other, like to the
I
point
did a
where, like,
live
these
endorsement
people are
of
gonna
Zoe.
fucking throw hands.
All
I
right,
did a live
well,
endorsement for
bad.
Zoe last year. I did a live endorsement for Zoe last year from the base of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris and from Ernest Hemingway's Paris house. Just as a fucking, I was literally 108ing while I was in like one of the most beautiful places in the world, still
Yeah.
paying as much attention to the 108 tournament as I was. I've been in Cabo for it. It
All right,
occupies
all right.
you, it draws you in.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's campus from porn. Stuff.
He's not lying though.
Nope.
No,
he's-
no, I get it.
He's
No,
like
so-
dead serious.
So I first heard about the 108 bracket like I think 2 or 3 years ago when one of the radio guys, the local radio guys, was talking about it because they were in the bracket. I don't think they won, but
No,
and then
That's the bad
and then
part.
I
Some of the bigger guys tend to like not get into it and they float on their name, but Beef has fixed that. A lot of
Yeah.
those guys aren't in that anymore.
No, and I'm gonna follow super closely this year because I'm really interested in it, and it's nothing that I want to conduct on my own. It's just something
No.
that I super want to watch
So-
and just have fun watching. And so here's the thing, like on the north side and like Cubs fans, obviously I'm a diehard Cubs fan, but right below being a diehard Cubs fan, I'm just a super big baseball fan. Like I buy the big
That's why
books.
we
I
do
read
the
all
show.
stupid stats.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And so seeing the fandom on the south side and going like I go to a good amount of Sox games when the Cubs are on the road or they're off. Like I'm down on the south side because it's
a big baseball fan. Like
I just
Go
got
ahead.
an echo.
No,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
It sounds like a fucking speaking
All right,
spell.
yeah.
Shall we
Okay.
play a game?
I love watching all the stuff on Twitter.
So-
but I also have sworn my vote to Missy this year, so whatever.
Well,
I
Missy, we're gonna already
Hold
get
on,
to that.
Fred.
'Cause I've got dark horses. Missy's gonna win this shit.
Missy did an all-night live stream on YouTube, like legit all night.
Hell yeah.
Like she was playing beer pong by herself. Like she played beer pong, she said, from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Like people do some wild shit.
How many rounds are the tournament?
It's like a standard March Madness style bracket.
So how many rounds is it?
One, so you got 64,
Mostly it's
32.
Is it 64? Is it
Okay, all right. So
beef?
all right.
Well, he has so many different brackets too. He's got, well, now I think he's back, he's down to 4 now.
128. There you go.
128 participants, so 7
All right.
rounds.
Okay.
You have the Godfather creator in the chat right now. So
Is that yeah, dog?
no beef loaf.
Oh, Beef Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
but-
I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
You're all right. But dude, you've gotten people that have like got so into this that they like spent money on click farms to vote for them.
Bots.
Like they bought the bots to vote for
Oh
them, and
my
it becomes
God.
like a
Crazy.
big fucking controversy. I mean, seriously though, like there's been like drop down, drag out fights because of this.
Missy said this year she's doing 24 hours.
Yep.
I don't doubt it. Missy
All right,
did a
Missy.
fucking,
You know what,
she did an
Missy? Sign me
obstacle
up.
course.
Missy, sign me up for 6 of your 24 hours. I'll come hang out with you.
She did an obstacle course last year, which was hilarious. I mean,
I saw the
Well, you
obstacle.
remember when Michael Jackson was in the 108 tournament and like he was interviewed about his experience and he had this to say?
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
I mean,
that's pretty
it was
much
hard.
accurate.
That was
And
hard.
then, like the one dude that won it, the homie Summer of George, who's a great fucking dude. I've gotten to know him over the years, but I thought he died, Tom. The man
Who?
was shotgunning 4 locos at just a rate that you should not.
And playing
should
with
not
the
be
samurai
alive.
sword. And play with a
You
sword.
should not be alive after that. You shouldn't be alive after that. And then we got guys that do live streams from their hot tub wearing a beer bucket on their head. He was a champion. Last year we had our first female champion in Allie White Sox. I mean, we got people taking bong rips on camera. Now, see, I enjoy it. I enjoy being a participant in it. It's great. And I know, like, at the root of it, Beef does it to, like, bring the community together. And then he has a bracket of people that are under X amount of followers, and it helps them build up their follower count.
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
not going to sit here and lie. I've gained followers every year I've been in it. I lose in the fucking semifinals every time. I win my bracket and then get smoked. But
And that afternoon lunch bump.
there's for some people like myself, there's limitations on what you can do. I mean, I know everybody wants to go out and like do all this crazy like chugging beer and taking bong rips and stuff. I'm 40 years old and I got a regular 9-to-5, and I know people that are higher up than me at my company are on Twitter and see this shit. So like,
Yeah, you kind
I
of can't.
can't. I
Do you
get a
remember when
little.
I used my classes at Click Farm last year.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
use.
it's,
Oh, shit.
No,
sorry.
I love the content. The thing that I most love about it is just the camaraderie and like the togetherness during
Overall, it's a
during the
lot of
season,
fun, dude.
no?
Overall,
Yeah, like during the season, and we don't get that. Like, we know people on the north side that have the podcast and the blogs and stuff, and I mean, I'm one of them too, and I do my best to try to make connections and kind of grow with people instead of like separately.
Speaking of a 108 contact factory, we're talking about the tourney. We're giving Tom the background of the tournament. Mitch came on like a goddamn freight train last year.
Quality.
New to the tournament.
We were bringing hope to the mid majors across White
Yeah,
Sox.
big time mid-major school right there. But he was coming with the funny shit, man. He had like, and he wasn't up there like, like trying to chug a keg or any like crazy shit like that. Like he was doing like well thought out content, and that's what you get a lot of. And I know we're kind of harping on a lot of the stupid shit, but there's a lot of really well done shit. Like during this, and the good definitely outweighs the bad. You just talk about the bad, but
Right.
I mean,
The point is, I just kind of want, I would love for just a lot of togetherness and working together to build the Cubs community up north as it is with the 108 on the south side. That was my main point.
And to the point that we were talking about it though, I mean, I know you brought up like a lot of the Cubs podcasts and stuff almost get like competitive where like they don't like interact or talk. Dude, look at White Sox podcast. We're all on each other's shows.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I tried to build my own show a couple years ago. Like this is always something that I've wanted to do. I want to do it every single day of my life. I don't care if I get paid for it or not. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I just want to talk ball with people. And the thing is,
that says he doesn't want to get paid.
but the thing is, like I had reached out, and there are people like Joe at Obvious Shirts who say yes every single time I ask him to do anything.
Mhm.
But there are also people that like I asked them like, hey, I'm trying to do this one thing. I noticed that you do it as well. Could you tell me what platform you use so I can just learn how to do it? And they tell me to Kick Rocks. And it's like,
Been there.
there is a huge pool of people that are trying to do this. And there's, if one person gets big on it and you help that, isn't that kind of cool?
Mhm.
But it's just,
You know who the best is? You know the best is with Cubs? It's Joe. It's Joe. Joe Obvious.
no, yeah. And that's the thing. And so I am trying to work on this like I'm trying to start a Cubs thing with Sports Mockery that is not the 108, but it's its own entity of like togetherness of like, hey, let's build a brand together. And I don't know.
You'd be surprised though, man. People will get on it, and you know,
People will come, Ray. People will come.
Some of the points in the comment section. I've been doing this now for over a decade. We've been doing this show for 5 years. Some people are complete jagoffs. Some people steal material. Yeah. That's not cool. I mean, there's like there. I hate to use this phrase, but it kind of applies here. There's almost like unwritten rules, like in baseball. Like you just don't do that. You know what I mean?
1000%.
And
yeah.
I feel like the level of respect amongst the White Sox shows, for the most part, is very high, and people don't do that. And again, for the most part, there has definitely been some really obvious "you stole that, dude," and like you changed like 3 words. And there's been guys that are jagos, but Tom, I'm telling you, man, like the 108 has 108 Day every year. It's usually in January, on January 8th, as close as they can, 108, and we all sit around, dude, and almost every show is represented in some aspect, and you have beers and you laugh, and I mean, it's just a great time, and it is very much a community, but it's also like, don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for all of them, but I would love to run a report and see we have the highest view count. You know what I mean? Like it's still a little competitive.
Yeah,
you still get a little bit of that drive, but you do root for your homies. And like I always, Chicago Sports Bums were looking for they needed like 10 more followers to get them over a hump today. I'll retweet that. 108 gets shouted out on a spring training game. I'll retweet that. Like those are
right.
I've become really good friends with a lot of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, but
the thing is, like, you guys build together and work together to build it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's intimidating being where I am. Like, I'm about to start something new, and I know that obviously I have support with Sports Mockery, but you're kind of alone. Like, you're kind of on an island, and you can reach out to people, but some people have allegiances too of like, oh, I help out this guy, so I can't help you. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, we're a team in a neighborhood in a city with 2 teams, and we should all be helping each other out. And I don't know. I'm a spread the wealth guy. I'm gonna be honest.
I think you'll be surprised as you continue.
I'm not. It's not gonna deter me at all, because I said, I want to do this for forever, and I don't care what happens. Like, I don't care if 2 people are listening or 2 million people are listening. I'm going to do this for forever.
And I've quickly learned that about you, and I think you'll be fine in that aspect. But now that Mitch is here, I want to ask Mitch the question that we were talking about before we got into the whole 108, and we are going to give 108 predictions before the reveal show tomorrow night, which you guys should all watch because it's always a fucking good time. But
will Josh Nelson learn my name? No.
Probably not.
Say my name.
I think you guys should continue it and do it like the Jimmy Kimmel, what's his face? Oh, fuck, the Boston guy. Born Identity. What's the actor?
Oh, Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon bit.
King?
Yeah, do that bit. But were you surprised to see Oscar Colas playing first base? And was that just them trying to get him more at bats, or was that them trying to throw him a lifeline that he probably won't take advantage of?
I think a little bit of both, because you see that Pedro values versatility with a lot of the moves that they've made, and they're trying to get guys. So I think they're kind of trying to throw him a lifeline. I think it's a little bit of everything that you just said. One, he likes versatility. All right, let's see if we can get him to stick at first, because I don't think his path to right field is it definitely got muddied over the offseason, so that's not going to be a win. So it's like, hey, like, we still want to give you a fair look. We'll give you all some more opportunities to show us what you can do, so it doesn't look like we're completely bailing on you. But I don't think he will play an inning at first base this season for the team White Sox, and I'd be surprised if he breaks camp with the team. So I didn't read too much into it. It was just like, hey, he values versatility. He used to play first base. Let's give him a shot there. We'll make it look like we're giving him a look. You know, so
that's basically what
Tom just passed Mitch now too. After that, Mitch Colas slander there.
No.
Damn it.
Hey, everybody leave Mitch alone.
I'm trying to elevate you, Tommy. That's all.
Were they talking shit, Tommy?
I would never let them talk shit about you, Mitch. The Mitch that got a NASCAR pick right after I got it right first.
We're gonna get in that in a minute.
Oh,
that was a little salty.
I'm gonna jump through the
Little
panels.
shade there. Now, there's another name, Mitch, that we didn't talk about. Actually, give credit where credit's due, like we always do on the show. I saw Beef tweet about it because it was unbeknownst to me that this was even happening. But Braden Shoemake. Braden Shoemake. So Braden Shoemake played for Atlanta last year. He only played in 2 games for Atlanta. He's a AAA guy. He is 26 years old, but right now he has 4 stolen bases, and he is batting 286, so 4 for 11 with a double, an RBI, but 690 OPS. Do you think for speed? Oh, well, Ian just killed it. I know Ian. I trust his with the prospects. Ian just said he can't hit, so we might as well just move on.
All right.
He might be a pitch runner. I mean, but it was just interesting to see how well he's taken off on the base. And part of that is the bigger bases. Part of it is the you can't block the base rule.
I mean, Gavin Sheets has a stolen base this spring training too. So I mean,
Martin Maldonado has a stolen base.
Yeah,
Martin Maldonado has a stolen base.
He wants them to run. They're being aggressive, and so I'm again not looking.
Okay, well that's fair enough. Well,
Pedro, this is also something like a lot of times because I fell into this trap a couple of years ago where you're looking at the spring training numbers of these competitions, like, oh, he's really tearing the cover off the ball. I think a couple of years ago, Zach Collins was that guy. Like he was crushing it in spring training, and it's like he's got a chance to be backup catcher this year. And of course, he ended up sucking. So I'm no longer looking into the spring training stats. And Pedro even said, I think late February, that like a lot of these position battles, he's like, yeah, we're not necessarily going by who has the best numbers in spring training. They're going, I think they have a lot of these roster pieces decided already. So,
so Ian in the chat real quick. And for those of you who don't know, you got to watch Ian's new show with Mr. Fox. Great coverage of the White Sox farm system and future Sox. See, it's all love, Tom.
I love it.
Ian,
I love it.
In the chat, what level do you think Mr. Shoemake breaks camp at? Because I got to think he's at least a AAA guy, but we'll see.
Didn't he play a couple MLB games last year for the Braves?
2.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's going to be in AAA. Why would he would start in AAA? I would think.
When did the White Sox sign him? Do we know?
He was part of that bummer trade.
Yeah, he was part of the bummer trade. He's a former first-round pick. He was taken in the first round, 21st overall of the 2019 amateur draft. He technically is a shortstop. I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys who can play everywhere. Ian's saying he should be with the Knights. He was with the Gwinnett Stripers. I know it's Stripers. But that's a great hat, by the way. All year AAA for the Braves. So they'll start in AAA, but as like some Beef saying here too, they do need a 5th infielder, and they all kind of stink. So if he can separate himself by being a stolen base guy,
I see, and that's why I think the job's going to Danny Mendick, because he still could be a stolen base guy. He's got the athleticism, and he can play more positions.
Does Mendick hit at all?
No, but
Baseball Prospectus doesn't even have this guy in the book. So
I'm pretty sure he was a non-tender candidate for the Braves, and that's why he was thrown in that deal. If I remember,
okay, yeah.
Because
it's just weird. They would have put him in the book, I thought.
Because there was a couple people in that trade that were going to be non-tender, and that's why it looked a lot better on paper. It's like, look at all these guys we got for Aaron Bummer. It's like, well, the Braves were going to dump, like, I think 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, Mendick is 3 for 15 so far in spring training. You got to be careful with that, Mitch, saying just giving it to Mendick. Coming back from an injury like that.
No, you're right.
Easy.
You're right. But, like, if I'm going off of fit, I think that's
right.
the type of guy there.
And
like,
just
the other options,
Sosa.
Yeah, I think we've kind of seen what Sosa can do.
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Also, Zoe, if you want to talk minor league baseball hats in the Braves system, the Rome Braves have a great hat. It's an R, but
I think they just got an alternative, or did they change it? I think they might have changed their name. There's a couple teams that changed their name.
I think they did change their name, but I visited their stadium. We got when I worked at another place, we got a behind the scenes tour of their stadium, and we got like hats and t-shirts and stuff. First off, their facility was awesome.
They changed their name. They're now the Rome Emperors, and their mascot is a penguin, the Emperor Penguin.
Oh, God.
It's actually kind of a dope hat.
Wait, can you put the hat on the screen?
Hold on, let me see. Pull it up here.
Because the old R with the Roman columns was, I bought that hat, or I was given that hat. It was
This is
fantastic.
actually kind of a pretty cool logo, though. Hold on. I'm trying to make it. I just read this article, and that's why. Hold on, let me just share my screen here. This is
I'm
good
sorry.
stuff for those.
I caused a
Spotify.
kerfuffle
No, you're
here.
good.
I'm so sorry.
You can't really see. It's right here on the right. It's this like Julius Caesar
Oh!
looking at his penguin.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty dope actually. I might actually buy this hat. Like that's
He's got
Can
a-
I see the
that's
can I
lazy
see
hat.
the
What the
can I
hell?
see the actual mascot? Do you have a picture of the actual mascot? Because
I
now
hope it's a
I'm
penguin without
forever-
pants. No pants penguin.
Those
Let me
are
see
not
there.
bad jerseys too.
Rome Emperors.
Yeah, like, and what's his name? Like, what's his name? What do you think his name is before we get there? Like you know, like Cosmo
Steve.
is like the.
MP.
What is it? I say it's Julius.
It's got to be MP.
Okay. Can you guys see?
Caesar,
Hold
or
on.
Caesar or Julius? What's his name?
That's a badass uniform right there.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a good.
that's
Oh,
pretty
look at
nice.
the hat. The
Sleeves,
R.
sleeves. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
And
no.
look at the trim though. They got like the Roman column trim thing here.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
fine with
actually-
them. I'm fine with them screwing with the minor league uniforms, but the major league uniforms, I have all kinds of problems with.
Are those on
Hold on,
Fanatics
we-
too? What is
They
the
gotta
mascot
be.
team though?
I need a picture of the actual mascot going around and talking to fans. Well, I guess they
Like, do you
just
think-
changed, right?
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah,
for
they
this season.
just changed.
Roman,
So we probably
Romy,
have-
Roxy, and Roman.
His name is Roman.
Romy, Roxy, and Roman. There's 3 of them. I
Oh,
wonder if one of them
I mean, those are pretty dope colors too.
on the Ides of March.
Black, red, and gold. You could do some work with black, red, and gold.
interesting.
The pontificating
So-
penguin. The pontificating penguin logo features the signature emperor penguin with his fins arranged in a pose that portrays him sharing his wisdom and leadership like a true emperor of ancient Rome.
So did they drop it because of the tomahawk and they're going away from the name Braves, or was it something else?
No idea.
I don't know. I
No
like
idea.
I wish I had the hat on me because their old hat was awesome.
Head size 7 3/8. I don't even know what I wear in a fitted head. If it ain't flex fit, I don't wear it anymore.
I'm 3/8. That's me.
Extra-
Or a quarter.
extra
3/8 or
large.
a quarter, depending on haircut.
Depends on what my hair's on. Yeah.
So going back to players though,
So wait, this is a question. I got a question for you, Zoe. What do you think of
Yep.
Pop? Because like I see a lot of people wanting Rodriguez on the team, and he is fast. Like he does steal a lot of bases, and he's a decent defender. But like I'll be honest, like his minor league numbers didn't really jump off the page to me. I don't know. I'm trying to get into the hype, but I see a lot of the White Sox fans hyping up Pop.
yeah,
I don't see the hype just looking at the numbers.
I don't really feel a certain type of way either way with him, to be honest with you. He hasn't like done enough to earn a response from me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if he's there and he performs, cool. If he doesn't, okay. Like right now, he's only had 5 at-bats in spring training. He's 1 for 5 with 2 stolen bases because he did get a walk too. He's batting 200. It's just the White Sox got a lot of fucking guys. We talked about this the other week. Like they're full. It's a team full of guys. It's as Poloni says on the Bums podcast. It's Luis Robert and a group of ragtag guys. You know what I mean? I mean that's not really fair to Eloy and Yohan, but yeah, and there's some guys that are standing out, having pretty good spring. Like Nicky Lopez is quietly having a pretty fucking good spring training. He's batting .429. He's 6 for 14, 5 doubles. You know what I mean? Only 2 strikeouts. Like that's a pretty good spring for Nicky Lopez.
Yeah.
That's gap shots all day. And that's your starting second baseman. Paul the Dong. He's been whipping it out lately. He's having a pretty good spring too. It's a bunch of guys.
I'm telling you though, like, because we've talked about this before, though. Like, they're all motivated. These guys, it's not like the last years because like they're all trying to stick around. And that's why I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Moustakas makes the team. As much as I would hate that, but I could see Pedro being like, I've seen this guy in Kansas City. He's a good clubhouse presence. He's gonna help
He is
us.
a former Royal.
Yeah, well, and that's so like he's comfortable with them, so I could see that happening, and I think that's why Getz also brought him in because he wanted to surround
He's-
himself with people.
They're giving him every fucking chance, dude. He
Yeah.
hasn't had the only person that's had more at bats than him is Aloy and Kevin Pillar. Mustakis has had 19 at bats already.
That's what I
He's
and that's why I think, and that's
What
why I
is
think
his
they played
number?
him at first too. Is they want him
3 for 19.
Pedro wants him to make the team. They're trying to get everything they can to make Moose make the team, which it doesn't
Dude,
make
he's
any
not-
sense to me, but
He's been fucking cheeks, dude. And it kind of pisses me off because they have guys that are younger that are still trying to make their way that can benefit more from having MLB at bats or being on an MLB bench. I don't know him personally, but he can't be like that amazing of a fucking clubhouse guy to
No,
take that away from a younger kid that you're trying to evaluate. You know what I mean? It's just
I think Griffol's thought process.
I know.
which is wrong.
I just don't agree with
Winning
it.
culture. He's gonna help us win more games. So
I have a
it's-
question for Sox fans. Do you want him as your manager?
Mm.
Who would you want?
That's the thing. I don't have an answer to that question, so it's hard for me to say no.
That's the thing. It's like how can you
I'm
fire
not
him
a-
and get somebody better right now?
I'm
You
not
know
a
who
big
you could-
complainer. I'm a big solutions guy, so I'm not going to complain until I have a solution. And right now, I don't have a solution.
You also need an ownership group that wants to do this with you.
That's between the Grim Reaper and some people, but
Maybe Theo will take over one day. Like buy it.
They never would have fired Ricky. I was a Ricky guy when most people.
Missy's pumping the dong's numbers out here. What is the dong? Where's he at? Here we go.
Hey, his one home run came after I made fun of him, so shout out
Yep.
him.
God damn it, ESPN, update your shit. I know he's got more hits than that.
Getting hits.
You know, MLB has this. MLB.com has the same problem too.
Jack.
because MLB.com. I tried to look up. I can't think of who I'm talking about, but I went to go look up how many pitches they pitched in their outing, and it said that they got 7 outs and they pitched 7 pitches. Like that's nearly impossible. There's no way.
Actually, that'd be a record of some sort.
Right? Yeah, I would be hearing a lot more about it. And I wouldn't have to look it up if it was actually 7 pitches. They're in preseason mode.
Right. Where's the dong? The dong is 6 for 18 right now, batting 333. He had a homer, 2 doubles, 4 strikeouts, and 18 at bats. I mean, OPS of 975. I'm not mad about it. I mean, again,
That's a new point. He's going to be the starting
yeah.
shortstop regardless.
He's a shorting start sport. He's not bad. I know everybody's pumping the Tim Alco tires.
Well, the battle that's going to be interesting to
mammoth
me,
human being.
the battle that I'm watching, there's 2. That 4th outfielder spot, I think you got a couple dudes that could, assuming that Fletcher gets the starting job, there's a couple dudes that could slide into that 4th outfield spot. And then that final bench, like left-handed bat, I think will be the other interested one, which I think that comes down to Sheets and Mustakis. Where that's also a toss-up because Sheets, you kind of seen what you're going to get. But to your point, though, like putting Mustakis on the roster, you're taking at bats away from your younger guys. So those are the 2 that I think are going to be their biggest decisions. That and along with the bullpen, but they got so many guys there. I don't really have a preference.
Right. And if you're whoa, what was that? All right. If you're new to the show or you're just watching this for the first time, make sure you like this show. Hit the subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. I don't know.
And the
what's
Twitters.
doing
Follow
everybody
us on the
tonight.
Twitters.
Yeah. At Pinwheels Ivy Pod, but I'm gonna,
Smash
throw
the
that
like.
out there right now because the live viewer count, it keeps growing here. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they heard Mitch was coming on with a new tie.
Are the bots
But,
getting ready and practicing for the 108 tournament?
This shirt I actually ripped. There's a hole in this shirt on the sleeve because I was trying to break into my own apartment because I locked myself out. So that's why I got the suit on tonight. It's because I'm covered. It's my favorite shirt, but there's a big rip in the sleeve, like right around here.
This is the guy you're trusting with your income on your sports account.
You're goddamn right.
Hey,
All right.
did you win money this week? You did.
Yeah, after I told you.
So
After I
salty.
told you.
Chevy. I lost my regular
You
bet.
said Chevy, which I had said on the
Every week
podcast
you say
last
Chevy.
week that I
Yeah.
was leaning Chevy, and you're like, oh no, maybe I'll go Ryan Blaney now. So, and then I also had the Suarez
You
over.
said it like that too.
Suarez
Well,
over.
at least I know you're not a jinx.
Hey,
Hey, look, I'm
Mitch
not
made,
saying you don't have a better
Mitch
track
made up. Ladies.
This fight is
Shut
going
up.
left and really
Yep.
fast.
Yep. But Mitch redeemed himself. I don't know. That's the biggest ones that stand out to me. I would
Actually, if you want, since we got the 5, I'll show you the hole if you want to see the hole in the shirt. You think I'm joking?
Whoa, clip
Whoa,
that.
hey, this is a
Whoa,
family
whoa,
show.
whoa,
This is a family show.
This is the closest Miss is going to get.
Shout
to
out
the
to Beef
chat,
for the
so.
super chat. This to get Mitch a new shirt.
Pull up.
Although when you listen to this tomorrow, please clip Mitch saying, "If you want to see the hole, I'll show you the hole."
See?
Oh,
My God.
Right. It sucks. So like
Mitch-
I got home at like 11:30, and there's no locksmiths in Moberly because I'm living in the middle of the sticks. So the only 24-hour locksmith was all the way down in Columbia. So I call him, and he's like, "It's going to be about $200." I'm like, "Absolutely not. I can't afford $200." So I went to the back window, which I had locked, but like I pried open the screen with one of my keys, like slid that thing open, climbed in. It looked ridiculous because I was still wearing a dress shirt and tie, but
Yeah,
got the
that's why
gun
you
safe
looked
for $200.
ridiculous.
But then now your shirt looks like you were stranded on a desert island for 6 weeks because it's got the
Yeah,
tear.
no, that is a little problematic. But you put the coat on over it, and no one even knows. So
Smart of
Mitch
you to take the
fucking
coat off
hulking
before
out.
you broke into your own house.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that Beef paid the troll toll to get and see this boy's hole.
yeah,
I like that. Well done.
a good point.
Yeah. The other thing though that I do want to bring up, we've been talking a lot about the hitting. Can someone please get Michael Kopech to eliminate the shit inning? He's having good outings, but
So,
he
hang on.
always has the shit
Hang
inning.
Early or
on.
late? Is it
He should be in your room, that's why.
From an outsider perspective, let's take a step back for a second.
Mhm.
What was that? The second time we saw him in spring training? Third time we saw him in spring training?
I'm talking about his career, but yes, this season. in
Okay,
spring
but
training,
let's you know what? Let's forget about the past. Let's talk about the now. All right? This is
Okay.
me boosting you up.
Yep,
Are you familiar with the work of Greg Maddux?
I am.
Who?
Greg Maddux in spring
We're
training.
definitely not. We're not. I'm going to stop you right now. We're not going down the road of Michael Kopech.
I'm not saying Michael Kopech is going to be Greg Maddux, for the love of God. I'm just trying to give you some hope. I'm just trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible that he's just trying to throw everything right now just to see
Could be.
what is working and what isn't. When we get to like start 4 and 5 of spring, when it's crunch time and then he's having problems, let's talk then. Because right now, I mean, Jordan Wicks had a bad outing last time, or he had a bad inning. Kyle Hendricks has had several bad innings. But I'm not worried right now because I know they're just trying to throw and see what's working and what isn't right now. Let's just wait.
And that's fine. I mean, against the Cubs, he went 2 innings. He hit one guy, he walked a guy, and he struck out 5. Against the Dodgers today, he went 2.2 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He hit another guy, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. I mean,
Yeah, he's just commanding the inside of the plate. Sometimes you got to hit a guy, establish the inside corner. Little.
it's
chin-
just
To be fair, I watched the start against the Cubs, and he got himself into some trouble. Yeah, but he got out of it real fast. And he got the first 2 guys got on, and then he struck out 3, and then another guy got on and he struck out 2. Like from what I saw, he's got the stuff, and I think he's just working on some things. And then I still have belief in Michael Kopech. I still have belief in him because I've seen him at his best and I've seen him at his worst, but I've seen him on. And if he can get back to being on and focusing on the game, throwing out the outside noise and just going and playing ball. And that's the position that the White Sox are in right now. Like, they're not going for glory right now. Just go out there and find your craft. And I think with no pressure, no eyes, I think he's going to be okay.
I think a very important thing is he grew his hair back out. So that's
helps.
very important. That's a key stat right there. Here's his 3 strikeouts today. I like seeing the breaking ball. That was strikeout number 1. Little high heat, little cheese. Sit down.
That one was hanging a little bit too. He got lucky on that one.
And then Muncy got him on the inside.
That's just filth. That's just I'm gonna blow it right past you, filth.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the stuff that if he has it going, I want to see the third strikeout again because that was beautiful.
It'll get there. Look
This
at Bob.
second one,
up.
he left hanging. He got super lucky on that because Taylor was looking for something else. But look at this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you ain't hitting that.
He missed.
That
He missed a
Harmon-
little bit, but the speed helped.
Well, it doesn't let me.
He's 8 frames per second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build
Moon.
positive vibes. I promise.
Yep. But yeah. Oh, don't. If you're talking about video quality, take that up with Film Room. because
They-
that's
well,
what-
I still got faith in Kopech too. The guy I'm really excited about though is Garrett Crochet, and I've been a Crochet guy for a while. I thought he was filthy his last full season. He was a reliever. He didn't give up a home run until June, and that was when he kind of like dialed it back from throwing 100. Now he's reaching back, hitting the triple digits once again. So I don't even. He doesn't even need to hit triple digits for me to be excited, but definitely helps. He
Oh,
looks
here,
good.
here.
I think he's going to be now that he's been working as a starter. I think we could see a sneaky good season from old
His-
Crochet.
His stuff
I think-
stays and exactly with what we were told about how he was going through his rehab, that he was looking filthy and looking good, and it was coming back. So he put in some work, man. He was the leader in that rehab group of all those guys that were doing the rehab. So he made guys behind him better too. He actually had a double value in that.
This man does
Yeah.
not skip leg day either. Absolute dump truck.
Yeah,
No homo. Now,
But that's a BB, dude.
he's stepping on your toes, man. God,
That's
long
Mike Trout. Bye bye. That's Anthony Rendon. Anthony Rendon just wants to go home to the kids. He doesn't give a fuck. But
Oh no.
So,
Ooh,
the Trout strikeout. was-
so you hate players and their kids.
Yep. Hate him.
That was. I mean, those three.
What are you
were
gonna do to that? What do you do? What do you do with that? Like seriously,
That's
so what it was
man-
go back to that? Like, what do you do? You were guessing off speed. You were looking something spinning inner half, and you got a fastball, and you're like, it's it. Like, what do? You poop yourself.
Man. There's this guy, Mike Trout. He's an up and comer. Sit down.
Oh my god, hard.
This guy's just here so he doesn't get fined. See there, he's like, all right, bye.
This one right here. I just like he's like
No.
just like fuck. He knew he was
There you
full.
go. It was Taylor Ward that gets the nasty one. Yep. Good
They were
night.
all looking too.
What's funny
So
is
did
you expect the ball to break and it doesn't break, and instead it just comes at you at your 99, and it's straight with a little bit of bite, and you're like,
To me, that's a dude that wants to be a starter. I feel like he's going to have a big chip on his shoulder until he gets that role. Beside Tukey's the only one that I think he could take his spot right now. Flexen looked okay. Soroka looked all right. Kopech looked good. Cease has got that number one spot locked down, but Tukey looked fucking bad. Tukey was cheeks. And
I wouldn't even be
didn't you
upset.
get
if he
lit by
started.
the Cubs too? I feel like in that first game, he's had a couple bad outings, hasn't he?
Tukey.
For Crochet, personally, I would start him in the rotation as the fifth guy. Hell, you could even go a 6-man rotation if you wanted to ease him in, given the amount of guys they have. But like, I would not be upset if they started him in AAA just to kind of like build him up, get
Yeah.
a couple starts under his belt. Like, that would not make me upset whatsoever.
Tukey's given up 13 runs in spring training so far.
Yeah,
He
Tukey
could be working on stuff.
bad.
Who knows?
8 walks in 1.2 innings pitched.
So-
8 walks.
So this is perfect. This is again. Let me preface this with this is just a general statement for every pitcher in Major League Baseball. So when Greg Maddux was pitching in spring training,
Oh
he
my
would
god.
always get his pitches going, but then he would throw stuff to batters in spring that he would never throw in the regular season.
I don't give a shit. How about that?
Mitched.
Hey,
Did I
Duke
just get
is the next
mitched?
Maddox. That's what I'm hearing.
You just
Yep.
mitched me.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Wel-
yeah, he's
welcome-
got- he's
welcome-
got-
No.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the team,
Whoa.
Tom.
Yeah.
That's like you've been like Pinwheels and Ivy baptized.
Oh,
Sucks.
hey, Mitch, by the way,
I thought I didn't want to be Mitch.
Yeah, you can't
Knock,
do the Maddox.
I'm
knock,
taking
knock,
the
I got
I'm
one for
taking
you.
the-
in here.
I'm
He's trying
taking
to
NASCAR out of my name.
Yeah,
I thought I was being
understand.
funny with the NASCAR in my name. I think it was a curse. I'm going back to
Oh.
SM Tom. God
Don't feel
damn
bad.
it.
Don't feel bad, Tom.
Kick rocks, Mitch.
Took you so long.
You didn't answer my knock joke. I had some really fun kick
To
rock.
be honest with you, that's usually all those the one that triggers the kick rock Mitch as soon as you get on.
I just assume that you're the one behind it. Usually, that's actually good to know. No, I
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Not me.
I
Sorry,
lost
Tom.
all my credit. I lost all my credibility with the Sox fans. I'm screwed.
No, you didn't. You just got to stop
Look,
going to the Maddox spring training well.
All they'll do is tell you to stay out of. You'll get mad and they'll say stay out of White Sox business for a second, and then they'll.
Yeah.
What if I'd
I personally enjoyed the Maddox anecdote because now I feel like Tukey, he could be the next.
Oh shit! Now I'm
Tukey,
screwed.
Tukey looked like shit, man.
What about Danks?
What about him?
No, that's a 670 reference. Tukey looked like shit. The 7-man
Jesse's been
rotation
bad.
joke. Yeah, I mean,
And I'm a huge Yadog fan.
What's his
Chavez
face?
has been bad, but Tukey's been so bad that he's not even the worst.
Chavez just had one bad
name
outing.
to say. Tukey and Freelander on the same team? Come on now.
Missy just said I ate her baby or BB. Tom, you ate my BB.
I don't know. Oh, I claim Tom. You're under the Missy umbrella.
I like that.
Kai Bush looked all right. Some of the other kids looked okay. So I mean, pitching is still going to be a concern. I know the ladies like them some Nick Nastrini. He's a handsome fellow. He's almost at Zoe level of handsome. But yeah, I mean, the pitching's been interesting. It's weird that they have options. Fidge, your boy. Fetty. What did he do? One game, one inning? 4 innings. 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, 4.50 ERA.
Hey, consistent.
Four hits.
2 innings. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4
innings,
hits.
4 hits, 1 run.
4 hits. Yeah, I can read good.
We're all about that.
Yeah.
A damn school for ants.
I told you I don't read.
Who did we wind up roasting tonight? Was it the? Did you go with,
well, we're going into that right now. It's time.
Hey, you know
We have
what?
music too. We need some background
That's
music.
professional right there.
Yeah, we do need some music. We need like a new intro.
Like
This is a pretty solid intro.
Hey, y'all remember, man, jail's temporary, memories are forever. So go ahead and punch that motherfucker in the mouth. Whoop, whoop.
No, that works for me.
That's the most amazing video. Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. So this is a new segment that we started randomly, called "This Guy Looks Like." This week, submitted by our very own Missy. This week it's going to be Chris Getz. So
Boy, out of that crop of photos that she had in there, I was surprised that was the one you went. I would have went with the
So I felt like this one had a lot more versatility to it.
All right.
I think we can do a lot more with it. Just like this guy definitely calls everybody champ. This guy looks like he's about to sell you car insurance. Like we can go a lot of different ways with him.
So we got our music too.
No, there's no music. Just go.
That's NASCAR driving.
That's the NASCAR music.
That's like sexual right there.
Yeah, you don't need music. Just go. Fire away, fellas.
Just get into a rhythm though.
Zoe, you said that you could go for days. I think you should start.
Yeah,
I can. Like this guy definitely. He looks like. This guy looks like someone that calls you champ. This guy definitely looks like he has a red door in the western suburbs.
This guy looks like a club ball parent talking to the club ball coach, way too familiar, but you're sure know that he has a cell phone pocket on his left hip right now. It's just out of the picture.
This guy looks like he's trying to sell you a car and he'll laugh at anything you say.
Yes. This guy definitely looks like he keeps a calm, cool demeanor in front of everyone. When he goes home, he's an absolute fucking psychopath.
This guy just told an inappropriate joke about some of the kids' moms.
This guy definitely thinks he's better than you and he's talking down to you.
This guy looks like he's about to ink a former Royal to a minor league deal.
Ian says he looks like he has flair on his shirt and is trying to sell you extreme fajita or pizza shooters. Holy shit, he does look like that guy.
This guy looks like he's
Office
trying to.
Space.
This guy looks like he's trying to call this guy Jim Thome.
This guy looks like the kind of guy that throws his golf clubs on the course after a bad shot from the sand trap.
This guy looks like he's trying to talk the travel coach into letting his son on the team. I swear, he hit 400 last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say this guy looks like he bought the team's uniform and is asking the coach, "Hey, bud, I noticed he only played 2 innings last year."
This guy looks like he still carries a pager.
This guy thinks
Oh,
his kid can pitch every other game.
This kid thinks his kid's a shortstop.
That guy's watch is definitely a calculator.
This guy
Okay, now
looks like he bought a lot of.
this is Jim Tomey. This guy looks like he thinks this guy's full of shit.
This is the guy thinking, is this Jim Tomey or Jim Tomey that ate Jim Tomey?
This guy looks like the youth pastor visiting the all-ball
Yes.
game before he prayed with the team.
And he probably has a
Amazing.
cell phone in the pager too.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Holy shit.
This guy doesn't tip when he gets his free drinks at the club after playing on his buddy's ticket at the country club.
This guy has definitely paid more than $10 to play Hoobastank on the jukebox at Applebee's.
This guy cheats at bar trivia.
This guy definitely
is-
plays air guitar.
This guy is mad that that his pants don't have the zip off legs.
This guy looks like he definitely cried during Paddington 2.
This guy looks like he got mad that those people moved into the neighborhood.
Oh,
Oh God. This guy looks like the guy when you go out to dinner and the waitress says, "Hi, my name is Melissa," and he says, "Oh, thanks, my name is Chris."
or he says, "Oh, are you going to be taking care of us today, Melissa?"
Oh God.
Oh, I just had one. I forgot it.
So you gotta have a little more. I mean, is it only just Getz, right? We're sticking with Getz.
You can
Right.
make fun of
I
Tommy,
see-
but
I mean,
you
I
can make
see
fun of
Tommy.
Tommy, but he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. I was just making sure. I was talking about the guy in the cage. No, you can't really see who he's.
Who is in the cage?
Chris, this guy looks like a history teacher going on his first field trip to an outdoor venue with his students and trying to look hip.
This guy looks like he lost all his clothes on the flight over and bought everything from the local Walmart.
Oh no.
This guy definitely thinks that it's. Wait, hold on. I'm fucked up. Oh, carry on for a second. I got to reword this.
This guy went to a nude beach thinking he'd see a lot of titties, and it was all naked dudes.
This guy is the human version of Mr. Garrison.
Okay.
Okay.
This guy
You're
definitely
supposed
looks
to
like he
be
laughs
fucking
like
there,
Eddie Haskell.
This guy looks like he went overseas with the Book of Mormon at one point.
Ah.
This dude looks like he wrestled at BYU.
I don't know what
This guy
kind of
definitely
wrestling.
looks like he went to BYU. This guy looks like a
This-
Mormon for sure.
This guy knows what the definition of soaking is.
This guy just got soaked by his wife for the first time.
It looks like he's got a hog in his right pocket. What's going on down there?
This guy looks like he has a coupon for knee surgery.
This guy looks
shit.
like he. This guy looks like he puts a bunch of free coupons in his wallet to make it look fat.
Because I think it really does look fat.
Oh, this guy looks like the guy that just talks shit about his wife just to fit in with other guys.
This guy definitely has a calculator on his watch.
Oh,
Yep.
repeat.
He definitely has a calculator. He gets this from. He looks like he's from Idaho and has 4 wives. This guy looks like he would submit a scorecard of 47 in a 4-man scramble at a charity event.
This guy looks like he's the assistant principal over activities for a middle school.
That's a deep golf joke.
I just saw a TikTok about that the other day where they were talking about that. Like, you should.
No, it's getting absolutely out of control.
Wait,
This guy
what?
cosplays as Jeffrey Bear. People at like these. Well, we'll get into it. Are we done? You guys got any more?
I got nothing else.
This guy looks like he's a big fan of the Rome emperors. I don't know. Hey,
This is
speaking of Ricky Renneria, what's up, guy?
Wait, before you put us. Oh wait, can you put
Go
the
ahead, which
picture
one?
back up? I want to try to experiment with something. Okay, now a new thing with this segment. When we take the picture off, everybody try to look like the person that we're trying to imitate.
everyone just has open mouth. Wait. Oh no. So it's become like a pandemic out there. So everybody knows, like, you go and you play in like charity golf outings, or it's usually for a charity or like a corporate event or whatever, and it's usually a 4-man scramble format. Well,
Okay.
everybody cheats in scrambles. It's just been like a given thing since the beginning of scrambles, but it's always like a stroke or two. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing like crazy. Now it's this thing where these teams are coming in with scorecards of like 47.
Yeah.
And like and the videos that Mitch is talking about is them like accepting their award for winning and everyone just booing the shit out of them. Like, being like, the one that I'm guessing you saw, Mitch, is the guy's like, he puts the camera on himself. He's like, I'm a +2 handicap, meaning he's like a professional golfer. And he's like, me and my team finished at 56. These guys, and he pans over to 4 dudes that all have like the exact same like Patagonia sleeveless vest on, a beer gut, camouflage Callaway hats on. These guys turned in a 47. Sure, I believe that. It's just like, it's happening all over the place. So I love 4-man scrambles because it's not a lot of pressure. You just hit the ball, and usually out of 4, you get one good one. But
see, I always hated scrambles.
brutal.
I always thought it was more pressure because now you got a team you're relying on. Usually, if you're just golfing by yourself, the pressure's on you. They don't give a shit if you're playing well or not. I like to have the responsibility for myself. But now, if I got to shoot well for the rest of the team, then there's always more pressure because now my shit is affecting those 3.
You definitely lose a lot more balls during scrambles too, because you're all like, "Fuck
you
it,
just
I
don't give a shit." Oh yeah, 100%. If you ever are nervous about like showing up for, just putt. If you can putt, you are very valuable to a scramble.
Well, it's also
team.
not even a nervous thing. Then I'm also like really competitive, so I'm like, well, fuck, like I haven't, not enough of my shots have been used, so now I got to step it up, and then I put more pressure.
Yep.
It's never good. I hate scrambles.
But I will say, winning a scramble, especially like a big one, is an all-time feeling. Like, me and my 3 cousins won one like 2 years ago, and you feel like
win
feel
closest
your
to the
balls.
pin or long drive. Closest to the pin, long drive.
Yeah,
get your money
I'm
there.
I'm usually good for a closest to the pin, and I'm usually good for being the 4th guy to putt.
Shreve
I'm
won.
usually good for farthest from the pin and shortest drive.
I usually get
And-
drunk.
And I'm usually asked to please don't putt. So,
Well, that's good. They usually say, "Please put your pants on" to me. So
there's usually 4 guys in a scramble. There's a guy that takes it way too seriously, a guy that's there just to get hammered, a dude that's like the vibes guy that brings like, fun stuff and is in charge of the music and stuff like that. And then the ringer, like the guy that's like really good. He doesn't really give a shit, but he's good. And it's kind of annoying how much he doesn't give a shit, but because he's like goes out there and just pumps like 280 down the middle every time. But yeah, that's usually the any foursome in a 4-man scramble. And one of the things that's been talked about for so many goddamn years and no one's ever done it, and I still think it'd be a good time, is a White Sox Twitter golf outing.
Oh, I would come up for a White Sox Twitter golf.
I have a question. Can Cubs fans be included in the?
Yeah, I would fly in for that probably.
Yes, 100%. Yes, but it would be predominantly White Sox Twitter. I feel like we could find a cause for it.
White Sox Twitter and friends.
Yeah, the money would go to
fucking
the money would go to some kind of organization. It could even be White Sox charities if we wanted it to be. Like, if we wanted to keep
I
it.
Mitch a new shirt.
But
Sam, you have 108 good-looking golfers and 2 ugly ones.
Sam, if you want to do it, we can definitely.
Oh, wait, Missy
I'll
has
talk
one.
to
Missy said that she has one.
a charity.
Missy says.
Yeah,
that she has
I know.
A golf team for hers.
I know, and Missy just sent me the information. I can get a team for that, but I know Beef. I feel like people kind of lean on the 108 for too much stuff because you guys do throw really good events, and I understand why people would immediately look to you guys. But I also know that none of you guys golf.
What about cornhole?
Pinwheels. Let's take the
bags.
Let's give them this.
I think we can. We need like a good planner. I'm not a good planner. I'm not good. I can like the day of the event, I can run around and get everybody in the right cart and get groups started. I got good ideas for prizes like
Helicopter ball drop. Helicopter ball drop.
Yeah, Fidge, you're really good at this shit. Like the helicopter ball drop for charity and all this other shit. And like,
yeah, I've run a few.
I got all that, but like the whole like dealing with vendors and like getting the course all set up and like all that shit, collecting money and doing all, I'm out. I am not good at that. I do not have the attention span for that, but I will very much co-run or help someone that's good with it.
Get a couple special guests to play. Jose Canseco will work for a woman that's blonde and under the age of 40, apparently.
He's not kidding. Like Fitz put together a golf tournament in Vegas, and that was like one of his stipends.
He actually he was proud to say he has never had sex with a woman older than 40. So good job, Jose. And the Sasquatch and aliens are coming for you.
But yeah, Sam, if you are that guy that can organize it, I know there's guys on other shows that can get involved with it. I don't give a fuck. I'll slap every goddamn White Sox podcast logo on the fucking flyer. I don't give a shit about that. If we do it for a good charity and everybody gets to come out and have fun,
like a pump bar bathroom.
Who gives the fucking credit for it?
And I really Fids and I can create a Cubs team, and when we go to every tee box, everybody can boo us. Huh?
I like that idea.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never played.
Possibly. You.
I've never played in a scramble where they had like special guests like that.
Oh, what about those guys that like bag on everybody at the tee box? Have you seen those guys on
adjacent?
Those dudes are hilarious.
Those guys are fucking hilarious.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta head out. I'll see you.
All right.
Good luck. Watch your elbow.
What about the NASCAR minute?
I will say, and he's gone, but I'll say I've said
sold out too early.
Mitch was right. I parlayed some of Mitch's picks too, and I won enough money to go buy a new driver, which I will use in our White Sox Twitter podcast. Seriously, Missy, send me the information for it. If I can, I'll put a team together for it.
I would play in that.
Worst Score has to start a White Sox podcast, Jerry. We have so many of these goddamn shows already. We don't need, I'm not going to make anyone do anything.
So Beef and the guys don't golf. Those guys should be somewhere on a tee box fucking running with everybody.
Yeah.
How about this? The loser has to change and start a Cubs podcast with me.
I don't think you'd want that.
I don't want that. No,
to be honest with you, I don't. But that's actually a good. I like that, Fids. We can, if they're down, of course. The 108 guys can sit at a hole, and if they get you to back off, you have to donate like $10 to the charity.
Yeah. And they can just sit there and get drunk all day and just get going.
Yeah, they can. They can sit there. I'll give them a tub of fucking beers. They can sit there.
If they could live stream it, everyone could actually have the live stream it going on while we're golfing at wherever hole we're at. So someone could have that running as an audio going the whole time. So they're giving some sort of play-by-play while we're out there playing, and they're getting the feedback as people come through. That'd be kind of.
And we'll let you guys have your own golf cart.
Like a big boy.
Yep. And we could do. I can get a pro out there. You could do like a par 3 where the pro hits the shot, and if you want to use his shot, you got to pay for it. We could sell mulligans.
A couple of these Sox guys too.
Yeah. We could sell mulligans. We can sell raffle tickets. We can. I'm pretty sure, out of everybody that we can get involved in this, we can definitely have a pretty good silent auction. I mean, we could really do some good here, is what I'm saying. Like, we could make a lot of money for a charity, but it could be a couple charities. Doesn't have to be one. We can come together on one. But if someone is serious about the idea of organizing it, I definitely think this is one of those if you build it, they will come type situations.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could fill it up. I think we could at least get 18 groups without a doubt.
I once played in a tournament that was a charity golf tournament for breast cancer, and it was part of it was Sapphire, one of the strip clubs here in Vegas. And it was by the time I was over, they had shots they had activation on every hole. So people doing shots. By the time it was like halfway through, everyone was drunk as shit. I, of course, got paired up with 2 people that were in their 70s. That was wonderful for me. Everyone else got a stripper in their car. By the time it was over, there was chaos. Strippers were hanging off with their shirts off on top of the carts. That was chaos. I think a 108, or not a 108, but a White Sox Twitter / whatever golf tournament, the chaos ripple that. Like, I can't. There'll be carts in the water.
Someone in the comments could probably tell me which one, but there was a mayor, not of Chicago. It was like one of the southern suburbs. And like they had a golf outing, and I think it was actually polecats. They had like polecat dancers on the course, and people took videos, like not people on the course, like people that were like walking by, like through the fence, took videos of it. And the videos got leaked or put on the news, and they got in a lot of trouble for it. Because I mean,
ours was at Bali High. It's a pretty isolated course, so I was lucky, but that was chaos. And
yeah,
of all the people I got paired with, everybody else I was with an old couple that were in their 70s. I'm like,
And I don't want this to get buried in the comments because I thought it was pretty funny. Hold on, I gotta find the exact. Jerry said something like, "Don't let people pick their teams and just have random." Could you imagine some of the White Sox Twitter teams that if they got randomly paired up together, how just that could be
have a
really
drawing,
awkward.
like a live drawing for a totally different side event where people can donate to charity during the live drawing, even. Or you
about a
can spend a little
draft?
more. You can spend a little more to pick your team.
Yeah, draft. Do a
More-
draft.
Even like if we just ran like a pretty run of the mill, like standard golf outing, I know with this community, and I've seen what this community has done when they've come together to like for a common cause, we could do some good. And I think it'd be pretty cool. And like I said, I don't give a fuck. I'll throw every goddamn White Sox podcast logo on the damn flyer. That's not what it's here for. I'm here more for the idea of raising a significant chunk of change for a worthy, not even a worthy's a tough word, a good cause. So I don't know if anybody's out there listening right now, out of the almost 300 live viewers, what the fuck's going on? No, that'd be he'd win that then.
And we got to find out if it's whatever the course is going to have to be like a pretty laid back course. That's going to have a little bit of patience with shenanigans, but not over shenanigans.
Yeah, that's a tough sell too.
It's a tough sell.
We can just say it's for a church.
Now, circling back because we do it every year, and we'll probably do it again when they do the reveal show. But just to get some dark horses out there as we approach the 2-hour mark, and I want to kind of start wrapping stuff up. But 108 tournament tomorrow night is the bracket reveal show. Again, always a great show. The fellas do a great job with this. It gets better every year. Now, Tom, you've been exposed to more White Sox Twitter than I'm sure you've ever have been lately. I know Fids, you pay attention with it. Now, unfortunately, I didn't catch all the 1 seeds because I had to feed the kid. But I know that there's some pretty damn good 1 seeds out there. There's some people that are really in it to win it this year. There is, Jerry, that's the first golf course I thought about. The Meadows in Blue Island. You can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want there.
Yeah.
I've played in golf outings there where it just gets, if we're gonna do it anywhere, it'd probably have to be there. Tomorrow night, right after the Ass-Cast on YouTube, you can watch the boys at the 108 do the reveal show. Again, it's always a good show. The comment section's always very, very lively. Because basically every name that they say, people talk shit about in the comments, and it's fucking hilarious if you're not weak and take everything seriously. But
now, did they release the guests that are going to appear? Did they have that, or is that? I know that usually there's
not that I saw. I know they got some people.
Remember when Steve-O got just lit in that like tuxedo T-shirt that he was wearing, I think, or something.
He was.
Oh,
here you go.
No, not that Steve-O.
I don't know where Steve went. Guess or surprises. Here's your 1 seeds for the different brackets. You got Missy, Brian Knights.
With a 1 seed.
Brian Knights is a former champion. Celeste was fucking unreal funny last year. Allie White Sox is your reigning champion. Senior Sox, we know and love. He's always in this. Vino is an acquired taste, but I think that guy's fucking hilarious. Jared Ingersoll and my guy Matt Crawford are all.
He's here in Vegas.
Seeds.
Matt's in Vegas right now, isn't he?
Yep, very, very legendary 1 seeds. If you don't know, Vino gets naked online a lot. But those are your 1 seeds. The brackets are always very competitive. I know for what it's worth that Beef does put a lot of fucking time into this, and thought. One thing that I always appreciate is he kind of knows which ones aren't going to be close, but he looks 2 or 3 steps ahead, and he's like, this guy meets up with this guy in the 3rd round, it's going to be fucking fireworks. He does that shit on purpose. He creates so it goes on and on and on. I think Missy is, and I mean, of course, I'm a little biased because she is now part of the Sports Mockery group, but I think Missy is going to really get into it and really put a lot into it. And I think hopefully that earns a lot of the votes. Brian Knights is a fucking absolute force, dude. That dude goes on, he does the live. He's the guy that does it from his hot tub with a beer bucket on his head, like a helmet. He did this live once. He was like making up names. He's like, yeah, and I got this George Ernstein signed baseball. If someone votes, like it was funny shit, dude. Like,
Oh, so people are giving stuff out too, huh?
oh, dude, people do giveaways. People will tell people my vote is for sale, and so people that are in the stuff are like, yeah, vote, dude. I get DMs throughout the entire 108 tournament, like, hey man, if you retweet this, I'll vote for this person for you, or shit. Like, dude, it gets. Tom, it is. I mean, we are just.
I'm locked
crazy
in.
this
I'm
shit
locked
gets,
in,
man.
and I've already pledged my allegiance to Missy. I will do as
I think
needed.
I think that's a pretty solid horse to.
Yeah, like whatever
hook
I
your
can
wagon
do.
on.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a small piece of the north side, but whatever I can do to help a fellow baseball fan, by all means.
So here on our show, we do hold a unique power, which is we have pretty good access to a other fan base, meaning you, Aldo, and Fids.
K-pop.
Yeah,
I would like to just throw out there that I am the only one that is local. I am boots on the ground in the city of Chicago.
It's true.
These fools are out here on the West Coast trying to put the name out.
Hey.
I am at the corner of Lincoln and Ashland and Belmont, out here ready to go out on these streets and do what we have to do.
Well, buddy,
Las Vegas locally is always good for 108 retweet.
Yep.
But endorsement. He's like an atomic thing. He's got a.
We are in the year 2024, so where you are doesn't matter as much as who you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to know some of the larger accounts. Brian Knight.
I don't know.
Does
anybody.
work.
I'm going to be honest.
Brian Knight does a lot of work with Barstool. He gets a lot of Barstool backing.
Barstool love is huge.
I'm going to be honest, Misty. I know nobody. I am of zero help, quite honestly. I have a minimal amount of Twitter followers.
The thing is, sell to the Cubs fan base. They just click a vote. You don't even know.
And then, personally, I would like to see Celeste go farther in the tournament because Celeste's content last year, I don't think anyone made me laugh harder more consistently than Celeste's content last year. The woman just made me, I was cracking up every round. From the flyers to the videos. And again, he's gone now, so I'm not really saying anything, but Mitch came up with some really good shit last year, dude. Like really, really good videos that I had a lot of people message me on the side like, your boy's coming out of nowhere. I mean, Mitch's stuff last year was phenomenal. I think Beefy said it earlier, he upped his follower account by 4 times. He gained 4 times the followers than his original amount. Celeste does work for she 2 teams. I don't know, man. I don't know who else is going to be in it. What it is? I mean, I love my guy Artie. Artie loves to get naked for votes.
Everybody in the chat, put your Twitters in the chat, so I start following you guys, so I know what to look for.
Oh, you'll see it. I'm telling you, man. You will see it. The first thing you need to do, Tom, is go follow Dog. Otherwise, he's going to be in the chat every week being like, this guy doesn't follow me. He did that to Aldo for a year.
We need to revisit this too, because this was a byproduct of a pre-108 tournament video as well, called Back to the 108, a science fiction.
I followed Dog, and
thank you.
So
Artie will drop hog, Vino will drop hog, and Beef, I know you're an evil motherfucker. You probably have an Artie versus Vino matchup lined up somewhere where that's just a not safe for work matchup. A lot of hog dropping in that one. A lot of.
To be honest, if you're dropping hog, I'm probably not voting for you.
Lot of dude butt.
But I will laugh.
Yeah. Dog said, "Bless your heart, Tom guy."
Thanks, Dog.
Dog's a real one, dude. Dog makes me laugh a lot on Twitter, especially. I love the fact that the man created his own hashtag and runs with it. If you ever just want to see Dog's tweets, just search hashtag Dog.
Yeah. Someday, I hope to have built an empire quite at least half as large as what you guys got going on the South Side. I'm going to be honest.
It's fun, man. It's cool, and you're going to see a lot of really fun stuff on here. Like again, I know we talk about the bad and like some of the like outlandish stuff. Like some of the fights do get nasty. I mean, we had like people like grown-ups crying, dude. Like it was some stuff gets bad.
Gets ugly, huh?
Yeah, there's no clean campaigns. I try every year to be like, hey man, I'm just gonna do my thing. If people like it, great. If they don't, they don't. And then I get not too much into the mud. I'm not that big. But someone will say something that pisses me off usually, and I do it my own way where it's very passive aggressive. But
wait, so Zoe, you're going to be in the tournament?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
All right. Well, you got my vote.
I am a former number 1 seed who I have won my bracket a couple times, and then I get absolutely smoked in that round. I've lost
Purdue.
to.
So you're Purdue.
I'm like a Purdue Gonzaga type guy.
You're Purdue.
Yeah. I've lost to White Sox Dave, who went on to win the championship last year. I lost to Beef, dickhead.
I just followed Beef on Twitter.
I've lost to a bunch of the big dogs because once you win your bracket, then it's all big dog season.
He was a 1 seed. Zoe was a couple times, or 1 or twice, I think.
Oh
boy!
boy.
Zoe has an assassin that comes with him now and threatens
why
you.
Why are you awake? Tell everybody why you're awake.
Why are you awake?
No, why are you awake?
Why I'm awake?
Say vote for Zoe. You gotta say it loud with gusto. Vote for Zoe. Say it like that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, hold on. Daddy's got to finish the show. I'll be in there in a minute, okay? You can stay here if you want. It's fine. But yeah, that's it. We'll watch the reveal show tomorrow night, the 108 guys at 8:00 again, right after the Azcast here on YouTube. And then next week, I guess, Tom, when you have a more educated, like you've seen the brackets, you know who it is, you can actually go look at accounts. We'll do more of our picks next week. It's fun. I'm very surprised too that no one's run. Like I know people joke like about the odds, and I know they usually have Sammy P come on and do odds for it and everything. But someone needs to take like a legit book on this because people would bet it. People would.
Oh yeah, it would be awesome. Also, before we get out of here, thank you for letting me sit in the last couple of weeks. I've had a good time. Aldo back next week.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's been awesome.
No, we really appreciate it. You definitely came in, and then again, everybody. I know he's a Cubs guy, and I know it's a majority White Sox people here in our chat, but give Tom a follow at King of Wrigley _.
And for the Cubs people, we got something coming for you. Don't worry.
Tom is working on some big things with us. He's going to be, like he said, carving a name out for himself. And then, Fidge, you got anything you want to wrap up with?
I mean, just keep an eye out for some of these guys that are starting to get some extended innings now for the Cubs. Cody Bellinger's going to start seeing some time now. But again, for some of the older veteran guys, keep an eye on the bigger picture. These guys are just looking, again, like you were talking about Maddox earlier, just working on stuff. These guys are going up there with a specific approach to work on certain parts of their game, get their work in. They're just trying to get ready for opening day. Some of these guys, the buildup of spring training sucks for these guys, like the preseason does for NFL guys. They want to get out there and play full boat. And some of these games, they're glorified scrimmages. They're building up and they're ramping up. But we are getting to that point where over the next probably 7 days that you're going to start seeing that ramp up. So keep an eye on the ramp up and start checking out what your teams are doing. But it should be pretty exciting to see some of these battles shape up and go Matt Shaw.
And never say Greg Maddux ever again.
Never tell a Greg Maddux anecdote ever.
No. Say good night, everybody. Say it real loud into the microphone.
Goodbye, everybody.
You heard the man. Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
This is Pinwheels and Ivy. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Pinwheels Ivy Pod.
Yeah.
Say beat it, everybody. Go to bed.
Beat it, everybody. Go to bed.
There you go. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.